Hey guys, Adam here from the Tint Fam. Now we're doing a quick little review on this new film I was sent called Apeax. Now, if you follow the Tint Academy for the last couple of years, you know our goal is very simple. We want to support new tinters to be successful window tinting. So we don't do a lot of reviews. Every week we get sent messages and product reviewed and try to sell to you guys, and that's not what we're all about. We're all about making sure that you guys have a program, you have the support, and that you can be successful being window tinters. I don't really like to be that sales guy saying you have to buy this, you have to buy this, you have to buy this. So a couple weeks ago, Apeax out of Ontario, the distributor sent me some film to try. It's actually sat on my shelf for just a little bit while. Last week when I was in New York, I had a meeting with the one of the gentlemen that actually brought out Apeax to the market, and his values run along the same lines as my values. Their goal is that you guys are successful. So you'll never have them sell you a product, call you at the end of the month to buy you a product. Their goal is for you to be successful and you to have a great product. So we're actually doing a review. I'm going to tint this Kia Forte with this new Apeax film and see how it actually is, how it holds up, how it shrinks, how it cuts, and actually how it lays on the film. So in this video, give my honest, truthful opinion about this new product. There's a million films out there on the market. Like I said, we get emailed and text messages every week about pushing new product, and we don't want to be those guys. We want to give you the platform so you're successful window tinting. So come with me as I tint this Kia Forte and let's see how this Apeax actually holds up, how it cuts, shrinks, and lays onto the film. So again, my first thing is to do my outside prep. We want to make sure that everything is completely clean with this car. So spray my entire window and spray my entire door. Now, we're going to cut through a couple steps in this video. Our goal is to kind of review and see how this film actually works. But again, if you want to see how to cut, how to shrink, there's a couple of video links down below that you can learn all this kind of stuff. So once I do that, I'm going to do my scrub pad and I'm going to scrub out the entire window here. It's always important to work with a clean surface when you're window tint. Then I come across and let's do our squeegee. And now I want to make sure that everything is completely clean. So anything that can possibly touch the film, we want to wipe it off and make sure we're clean here. Now my next step is going to be my inside prep. So I'm going to come along the inside, I'm going to spray it, flush it, scrub it, spray it, flush it, squeegee it, make sure that's completely clean. So let's go into our inside prep and we'll lay this film. So one of the coolest things I like about this film is the marketing. Now I am a sucker for awesome marketing, cool branding. Now this company has some of the best marketing and branding out there. So this was actually sent to us by Shine Supply. They're based in Ontario. They have distributors out West Canada and Quebec and all across the States. So yeah, this marketing is very cool. It's branded very nicely. We get sent a ton of film. It usually kind of sits in the corner. We don't use it. Usually shows up in white box or brown box. The marketing looks like it's from the 1980s. This stuff looks super cool. It actually looks like a nice box, presentable. It's easy to show to customers that they know they're getting a great product installed on their vehicle. So we have our film laid on the glass here. Now, one of the reasons why that we decided to review this product is that we got a ton of great feedback from our students that have taken our course. So one of the first guys I know that used this film in Canada, specifically in Ontario, is Andrew. If you watch our podcast, Suds to Success, we were on there a couple weeks ago. He took our course back in Toronto back in May. He actually decided to go with the Apeax route after the course. I followed up with him a couple weeks later, seeing how the tinting was going, seeing how it was integrating into his business. His response was, this film is absolutely phenomenal. Made his installs easier, shrinking was easier. He had no issues doing anything. And he's the guy that has a truthful opinion that I know that he's not going to bullshit me or just say something, that he physically loves this film. It changed for his business. Now, we're just using a 35% carbon film here. They do have a ceramic carbon and a dyed product line. So first thing is I'm going to line up my film. We have our factory edge on the top, factory edge on the bottom. So let's go through, make my cuts, and see how this lays out. So now we have our piece of film cut out here. Now, one thing that I noticed with this film, it cuts very nice and very smooth. There's a lot of films out there where you cut it, you get a lot of residual, you get a lot of that plasticky that's kind of fraying apart that gets in your film. We had none of that, so cut very smoothly. I like the way that this cut. Now, the big test that we're going to see here is the shrinking. So we're actually going to shrink this piece of film. Remember, film is flat, glass is curved. So shrinking preps the film to put on the glass. It's going to curve to the glass as well. So a lot of films, the way I see it different is two major reasons: how it shrinks and how it actually installs. So how aggressive the adhesive is on the film. So let's shrink this. We're actually try to force a couple creases in it to see how easy this stuff creases and how easy this stuff shrinks. Now let's shrink this one. When I shrink this film, I'm gonna keep 2 finger breaths here, 2 finger breaths here, and a little bit of overlap here. Now, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down and bring it across. Now, this is my first time working with the film. I was actually in New York for a couple weeks. We had the courses down there, and then we had a London course. I just came back in Ontario here. So this is kind of my first time working with the film. Already, it's pretty easy. So now we're gonna cut it, and let's see how this stuff actually shrinks. I'm actually gonna try to force a couple little bit of damages to it to see if I can damage the film intentionally or if it rebounds pretty easily. So remember, I'm going to make that end pattern across here. We have those fingers, so now we're going to go get those fingers. So my first shrink, this stuff shrinks very, very easily so far. Now what I'm going to do here, so like to talk about in our videos, fingers always want to go vertically up this way. So I'm actually going to force a finger to go on a 45-degree angle and try to shrink it and see how it shrinks through there. So this finger here, you can see it's going up this way. I push it down, and no creasing, no damaging. So let's add a little bit more heat. So I'm going about 3 to 5 seconds of heat. Let's go like 6, 7, 8 seconds to see how durable this film is. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's pretty cool. So it actually did not burn at all. So a lot of films, if you go more than 6, 7, 8 seconds of heat, it's going to burn a hole right through the film. So this is actually really durable. I tried to force the crease, put it on a 45-degree angle. Typically with films, if I go on a 45-degree angle, it's going to crease that film and damage it. Didn't do it on this film. I went like 15, 16 seconds of heat, didn't damage it. So that'd be really cool for the rear window or the front windshield. So let's finish shrinking this off. No damages, try to force crease. That's pretty cool. So I actually did a wet shrink there. Let's go to a snap shrink and see if it damages a little bit easier. So cheaper films, typically if I snap shrink it or I don't shrink with any slip solution, it's going to damage that film. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to lift it up, place it down, redraw my end. So we're going pretty dry. We just want to get that snap in the actual film. Now it's coming down very, very nice and nothing's damaging on the film. Good, awesome. So that held up really, really nice. We got 0 damage. We tried to force a crease. We did a dry shrink on it, a little bit of snap shrink, and it went really, really smooth. So durability, A+. Looked like it was pretty easy to install. So now my next test will be installing this film. Typically, we're going to look how aggressive the adhesive is, how the ease of installation. I'm going to try to force a few more creases on this film during installation to see if it holds up to me being rough with it and getting on the glass. Let's go around and let's install this piece of film. So now let's lay this film. We'll come in top corner, slide it in, and not back through here. Let's get this lined up. So the film's not too aggressive, it doesn't tack down. So let's get a little squeeze to see how this stuff actually comes through on the film. So now I see my light squeegee. It's not tacking too bad in there. It's actually pretty good through here. And now we're gonna just kind of lock in those edges. Lock in those edges. Now let's roll up. Now this is gonna be the big test here. We're gonna try to force the creases on the inside to see if it still can actually hold up. A little bit more aggressive installation technique. Now here you can see I have it all bent up across this corner here. So I'm gonna lift it up past this bend, put it flat on the glass, pull that seal back, and it'll drop straight down and lock in that side. So I tried to force a little bit of crease there. It didn't crease at all, which is actually really nice for a film to have. Pull the side up, slide it down, and bring this through. Perfect. So now let's squeegee this out. This is our finished product here. Let's take a look at how it is. So shrinking, awesome to shrink. I tried to force a couple creases into it. I tried to add excess heat, no problem. It stood up to it. Now we have the film installed. When I was installing it, I tried to force little creases. So I was doing a 2-stage, typically 2 stages with you get creases kind of right where you're bending it here. So I tried to force a couple creases in there. The stuff didn't crease at all. So this is a 35% carbon film. So again, I'll post their specs on the bottom. Same as heat rejection, UV rejection, clarity, and all that kind of stuff. So this film absolutely looks awesome. Doesn't have any kind of green or blue hinge. It actually looks like a charcoal, which is very nice. Customers like that. So my biggest pluses with this film is that shrinks, it cuts nicely, it shrinks very, very easy. I tried to force damage into it, didn't damage. During my installation, I tried to force a couple creases here and a couple creases here. Wooden crease is a little more rough with it. I jam my easy reach in there to try to force the fold over on itself. Didn't happen, withstanding that. So again, great film. Now this is a little more of a pricier film. It's not going to be that cheap film you'll get on the market now. This is a nicer film to work with. So if you're looking at investing a little bit more, this is an easy film to start with. Looks great, easy to shrink, easy install. Let's go around and take a look at the clarity to see if it's blotchy, if it's streaky, or if it's dice looking out of the window. So as you can see here, the clarity is very, very nice. So it actually looks very clear through that film. Now this is a 35% film, but you don't have any kind of hue, you don't have any kind of blotching, streaking, anything like that through the film. So again, if this is a great film, if you're looking to invest a little bit more, Apeax. Again, if you want anything else to review, give us our honest opinion on it. Just use comment message in below. We always like to give you guys the best feedback and the best products out there. Again, we're not pushing you. We're not going to send any, this is where you're going to buy the film. We'll tag a couple of their Instagram accounts so you can contact them, ask them questions directly. All the guys that I've talked to that distribute this stuff or sell Apeax are phenomenal. They're there to support you guys as well. So again, great film, A+. We hope to see you successful window tinting.
Hey guys, my name is Victor with Aspect Auto Detailing. We spent the weekend here with Adam from Tint Academy learning how to tint. I'd highly recommend the course if you don't have any experience, some experience, any levels. A lot of hands-on experience. I'd highly recommend it.
Check this out.
Okay.
I look good.
Okay. On the street.